Looking for the best motherboard for the Intel Core i5-13500? Today we'll be looking at the top 3 motherboards for the i5-13500. We've got the top budget option, a high-end beast, and our top pick waiting for you. Check out bestmotherboardzone.com for more details, and don't forget, all the prices are in the description below, so get ready to build your new PC. Number 3, Gigabit B760M DS3H-AX DDR4. Best budget motherboard for Intel Core i5-13500. When building a PC on a tight budget, picking the right motherboard can be tough. You are most likely trying your best to save up as much as possible and start scraping the bottom of the barrel just to get your PC up and running. Your dilemma is having to choose between spending less on a basic motherboard that doesn't have many features or spending more on a better one, which leaves less money for a better GPU and more RAM. For this reason, most people choose H610 motherboards for a budget Intel PC build. However, in my experience building Intel-based PCs, I have noticed that H610 motherboards are a complete waste of money. They are extremely starved of features just to cut the cost down, and even then they are asking a lot more than what they are worth. Almost every H610 motherboard is available between $80 and $100, and that to me is the equivalent of burning your money because you can spend a little more than that and get an excellent B660 or B760 motherboard. There are several noteworthy B-series motherboards, but to me the Gigabit B760M DS3H-AX DDR4 stood out above the rest and is my favorite pairing for the Intel Core i5-13500 on a budget. Let's take a look at what Gigabit has to offer and then move to the alternatives to see what makes this motherboard so special. Starting off with the rear I/O, Gigabit did an outstanding job considering the low price. It comes with 5 USB Type-A ports, 2 USB 2.0 and 3 USB 3.2 Gen 1, 1 USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type-C port, a PS2 port, 1 HDMI 2.0 port, 2 DisplayPort 1.2 ports, Wi-Fi 6E, and Bluetooth 5.3. The board features the 3 standard audio jacks that come with every other board, but it does support 7.1 surround sound. The B760M DS3H-AX DDR4 comes with a 2.5 gigabit Ethernet port, which is rare since budget boards usually never come with more than a 1 gigabit port. Another feature on this board that almost every other manufacturer skips on their budget boards is that both of its M2 slots are PCIe 4.0. A delightful surprise is the inclusion of QFlash and CMOS clear buttons on the motherboard. I would have liked to have these included with the rear I/O instead of the bottom of the board itself, however. Moving to the VRM, we have a 6+2+1 phase design. This certainly is not impressive, but anything from a Core i7-13700 and under will have no issues running at its maximum potential if you choose to upgrade the CPU later. The situation around the $100 to $150 is rather weird because there are a lot of motherboards to choose from. For only around $110, the Gigabit B760M DS3H-AX DDR4 offers everything that a decently priced motherboard should provide. For around $100, you could also go with the MSI Pro B760MP DDR4, which is the cheapest option available that has a high-quality PCB. But compared to the Gigabit B760M DS3H-AX DDR4, it is a barren. The rear I/O on this board is poor. It does not offer Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and the VRMs do not come with any shielding. For a bit more, at around $130, ASRock B760M Pro RS stands out as a solid option, but it is a DDR5 motherboard, which will bring the cost up overall compared to the Gigabit B760M DS3H-AX DDR4. The ASRock B760M Pro RSD4 supports DDR4 memory, but costs around $150, making it more expensive than its DDR5 counterpart. So when it comes to value for money, the B760M DS3H-AX DDR4 is still a winner. So the only motherboard that comes close to the Gigabit B760M DS3H-AX DDR4 is the ASRock B760M PG Lightning D4, but ultimately is defeated. It offers no Wi-Fi or Bluetooth out of the box and has a 1 gigabit Ethernet port compared to the Gigabit's 2.5 gigabit. At the end of the day, the Gigabit B760M DS3H-AX DDR4 taunts its competition and manages to strike a perfect balance by giving us everything that we need for a bargain price. The back of the board is a connectivity party with plenty of USB ports, even a Speedy USB-C, HDMI, DisplayPort, Wi-Fi 6E, and Bluetooth 5.3. It even breaks the norm with a Speedy 2.5 gigabit Ethernet port, both M2 slots being PCIe 4.0, CMOS clear, and QFlash buttons. The board's power delivery system is beefed up for the price, meaning smooth sailing for most CPUs, making the B760M DS3H-AX DDR4 an obvious wallet-friendly winner for budget PC builders looking for the the perfect budget motherboard to pair their Intel Core i5-13500 with. Our rating for VRM Design is 7.5 out of 10. Features, 9 out of 10. Aesthetics, 8 out of 10. Value for money, 9.5 out of 10. For an overall rating of 8.5 out of 10. Number 2, Gigabit Z790 Aero G. Best premium motherboard for Intel Core i5-13500. If you're on the hunt for a high-end motherboard for your Intel Core i5-13500 setup, you really should check out Gigabit Z790 Aero G. That not only looks great, but also delivers killer performance. The VRM is some of the strongest on the market, packing a 16+1+2 phase VRM design, which is overkill for the i5-13500, but that means you will have no worries even when you get an Intel Core i9-13900K. The design and aesthetics of this board are obviously its strongest feature. Everything is laid out nicely, and you will notice that a lot of thought was put into developing this board. It has beautiful and uniform whitish silver heatsinks all over the board for the M2 SSDs and VRMs. The whole PCB could have been white, but the dark gray color complements the design well. Moving down, we can see that the space between the top PCIe 5.0x16 slot and the next PCIe slot is wide enough to fit a massive 3-slot graphics card without losing access to the second slot. Many people complain that the other two PCIe slots are also full-sized instead of being ×4 or ×1. I think that's a perfectly adequate choice on Gigabit's behalf, since ×16 PCIe slots allow ×8, ×4, and even ×1 devices to be connected to them. However, upon closer inspection, the other two slots are just PCIe 4.0x4 and PCIe 3.0x4 respectively. This is the reason why I think that these slots could have just been shorter to save space, or the Gigabit Z790 Aero G should have actually had longer PCIe slots. There is, however, one particular area where the Gigabit Z790 Aero G outshines its competition: storage expansion. You get 5 M2 slots. The top one is PCIe 5.0 and the rest are PCIe 4.0 and 4 SATA 3 ports. And as always with Gigabit motherboards, the rear I/O is excellent. You get Wi-Fi 6E, Bluetooth 5.3, 2.5 Gigabit Ethernet, HDMI 2.0, and a DisplayPort in port. The Z790 Aero G features a total of 8 USB Type-A ports, 2 USB 2.0, 4 USB 3.2 Gen 1, 2 USB 3.2 Gen 2, and 2 USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type-C ports, one of which carries video signals over DisplayPort 1.4. Even the front I/O is amazing, giving us 2 Thunderbolt add-in card connectors and a USB 3.2 header. While the rear I/O is mighty impressive, the BIOS flash and CMOS clear buttons are sadly missing and have been placed on the board instead. I find that inconvenient, but certainly better than not having them at all. Also, for the audio jacks, you get your standard mic and headphones input with an SPDIF input powered by the Realtek ALC 1220 VB codec. I do wonder why Gigabit couldn't have given us the full array of 5 audio jacks. I understand that most creators get sound cards, but when you're buying a creator board, it should come with everything included already. Where other boards make you choose features, the Z790 Aero G gives you everything. The strongest competition that this board has is the Asus TUF Z790 Plus, which has been a favorite of ours since it came out and is constantly recommended by us. So the question is, why do I recommend the Gigabit Z790 Aero G over the Asus TUF Z790 Plus? To put it simply, the Asus TUF Z790 Plus is already an excellent choice, but it focuses on being a top choice for gamers. That means it delivers well on the essentials, but doesn't go beyond that. It isn't that much cheaper than the Gigabit Z790 Aero G, and you lose some features notably when looking at the storage. The Gigabit Z790 Aero G offers an extra PCIe 5.0 M2 slot as well as another PCIe 4.0 M2 slot that is also directly connected to the CPU rather than routed through the chipset. The point of getting an Intel Core i5-13500 over the Intel Core i5-13600K is to save almost $100 and get all of its features and performance except for overclocking. So it makes sense to invest those savings on a motherboard that provides an uncompromising package. In conclusion, if you're looking to pair your Intel Core i5-13500 with a premium motherboard, then the Gigabit Z790 Aero G stands out as the obvious choice. It looks gorgeous and will bring new life to a boring PC. You can rest assured that it will not disappoint you when you decide to upgrade to even an Intel Core i9-13900K. Our rating for VRM Design is 9 out of 10. Features, 9 out of 10. Aesthetics, 9.5 out of 10. Value for money, 8.5 out of 10. For an overall rating of 9 out of 10. Number 1, MSI Meg B760 Tomahawk Wi-Fi, our top choice. I rarely come across boards that tend to be, dare I say, perfect. Of course, nothing in life is perfect, perfect, and suggesting the perfect motherboard is tricky. You need to look into too much information while keeping an eye on the cost. My definition of a perfect motherboard for a processor is that it needs to cover all the essentials, add on to them, and then have a low price to really increase its value. The MSI Meg B760 Tomahawk Wi-Fi is one hell of a motherboard and comes really close to what I would call a perfect motherboard for the i5-13500. I knew that to choose the ideal motherboard for the Intel Core i5-13500, I'd need to see all the options available in the $150 to $200 price range, and then choose the board that provides the best value in terms of connectivity, build quality, and power delivery. There is a lot of competition in this price range. The most notable standout motherboards were the Gigabit B760 Gaming X-AX at the lower end of this range, and the Gigabit B760 Aorus Elite AX at the upper end. The advantage that the MSI Meg B760 Tomahawk Wi-Fi has over its competition is that it was initially competing in the $200 plus range and has more features to justify that premium. But where the advantage turns to an unfair advantage is when MSI decided to cut the price of this motherboard. It is now available everywhere for around $180, which puts it head-to-head with the Gigabit B760 Aorus Elite AX. The Gigabit B760 Aorus Elite AX was my first pick, but when I started to compare it with the MSI Meg B760 Tomahawk Wi-Fi, it became crystal clear which was the better motherboard. Let's start with the power delivery. MSI did not cut back and features a VRM with a 12+1+1 phase design rated at 75 amp. When you use both of its 8-pin connectors, you can essentially pair any Intel 12th or 13th generation CPU without bottlenecks. The Gigabit B760 Aorus Elite AX offers an identical VRM configuration, but that's where the similarities stop. Moving to the rear I/O, it is simply top-notch. We get 9 USB ports, 4 2.0 Type A, 4 3.2 Gen 1 Type A, and a 3.2 Gen 2 Type C port. Unlike Gigabit, where different models have different connectivity, this board has a full array of audio jacks, powered by the Realtek ALC897 codec, and Wi-Fi 6E with Bluetooth 5.3 as a standard. The cherry on top is the 2.5 Gigabit Ethernet, HDMI 2.1, and DisplayPort 1.4 connectors. Unfortunately, nothing is perfect, so let's now discuss some complaints I have with this board that prevent it from being perfect. I am a fan of BIOS flash and CMOS clear buttons, and I see no reason why MSI couldn't have included them in this board. MSI could have easily added them on the board itself, if not with the rear I/O, but unfortunately, they did not. The other issue I have with this board is a little mixed. On the one hand, the primary expansion slot is running at PCIe Gen 5.0 x 16, whereas every other motherboard only features PCIe 4.0, including the Gigabit B760 Gaming X-AX. This is fantastic, but really unbalanced given that the second slot is PCIe Gen 3.0 x 4, and the third slot is PCIe Gen 4.0 x 1. Both of those slots are controlled through the chipset, while the first one is controlled through the CPU. This isn't a deal breaker for me, but I wish this board included the buttons and had a more balanced PCIe expansion. Then it would have made it completely impossible for me to even consider any other board at this price range. Even with that nitpick out of the way, this is one of the best motherboards for the LGA 1700 socket. Being sub $200 gives it an unfair advantage because it is now competing with motherboards like the Gigabit B760 Gaming X-AX. Although that is also a great motherboard, it lacks features like the PCIe 5.0 slot and has a much weaker VRM. All in all, the MSI Meg B760 Tomahawk Wi-Fi will serve you well with any locked Intel 12 or 13th generation CPU like the i5-13500 for a very long time. Our rating for VRM Design is 8 out of 10. Features 9 out of 10. Aesthetics 8 out of 10. Value for money 9 out of 10 for an overall rating of 9 out of 10. Alright guys, we've just gone through the top motherboards for Intel Core i5-13500. Want more? Head to bestmotherboardzone.com. Links below. Smash that like button, share, and subscribe for more epic reviews and tutorials. But don't go yet. There's another video popping up right now that you can't miss. Thanks for watching and keep building.